To say that South Korea's president shocked us all when late Tuesday he declared emergency martial law is understating it. Within a few hours it was all over anyway, but what exactly is martial law and how many times has it shown up in modern South Korean history? Many of us with some sort of historical background might have recollection of South Korea being placed under military control with the emergency measures being used to crack down on political opponents. But besides such occurrences, the South Korean constitution does contain provisions allowing the president to declare martial law when public order is threatened by a national emergency, like an armed conflict. Once proclaimed, extra powers over particular administrative and legal functions are handed over to the military. Normal civil rights may be suspended. In this latest case, the military decree issued by President Yoon Suk-yeol banned all political activities, prohibiting strikes and rallies, and even placing the media under the power of martial law commander Army General Park An-soo. Yet that didn't stop lawmakers from gathering anyway at the National Assembly to vote down Yoon's move. Despite the ban on political activities, the law here demands that martial law is lifted if a parliamentary majority votes for that to happen. And lawmakers are also protected from arrest. In a sense, this whole episode shows how far South Korean democracy's come since the 1980s, that thousands of protesters were able to descend on the assembly along with lawmakers in the cold of night without any notable clashes with police or military, despite the theoretical provisions of martial law. It was not so in the past. You have to go back around 45 years for the last case of martial law in South Korea, but it has been imposed 16 times since the South was founded as the Republic of Korea shortly before the Korean War, and the consequences of some of those periods were far more impactful and even deadly. The first two cases under South Korea's first president, Lee Sung-man, came in 1948 when the republic was just a few months old, and Lee deployed troops to suppress a rebellion. The next time he declared martial law was during the Korean War itself. There were then multiple periods of martial law during the 1960s and 70s amid popular protest movements and political turmoil. This was an era when the polarizing figure of Park Chung-hee had taken power via a military coup in 1961. Until his assassination in 1979, martial law almost became commonplace as Park's new constitution dialed up the authoritarian powers of the government. After Park, another military coup followed, and martial law reawakened under the direction of General Chun Doo-hwan. It was then, in 1980, that South Korea faced one of its darkest moments, with at least 191 people losing their lives, and that's the official number, in a military crackdown on a movement that has come to be known as the Gwangju Democracy Movement. But since then, there's been no more martial law until now, not even when a popular uprising in 1987 paved the way for South Korean democracy as we know it. South Korea is no stranger to the claim of North Korea-related activities being used to justify martial law, but for millions of younger citizens today, it hadn't happened in living memory. So the sight of President Yoon declaring martial law on late-night TV was something out of the blue, surreal, and certainly staggering. But the fact that the entire matter ended in a matter of hours with no one getting hurt, and ordinary activities like peaceful protests taking place in Seoul's Gwanghwamun Wednesday morning, is a testament to how much times have changed.